Okay, welcome into the first locked in stream, guys. So today, me and Ben were the co-founders of Locked In. I'm really happy to see you all here, and we have prepared like a lot of guests and a lot of great kind of like content for you guys to watch soon. And yeah, Ben, feel free to give a
Hey everybody. I'm super excited to get out here and to tell everybody, how to join Locked In and how to grow on LinkedIn and to have you guys get to hear from all the amazing people that we've got together. Um, I guess there's not much more to do than to get started and introduce you guys to all the folks we have today. So, you want to get
yeah,
that started, Jan?
definitely. So let's go into the next slide. Yeah, Ben, just give you a quick introduction of yourself. Like, just let people know who
Gotcha.
you are.
Yeah, my name's Ben Lee. I come from a small town in Kentucky, humble beginnings, I'd like to say, but I'm here. My main thing that I want to do is help people. So I do that through, my programs like Kentucky Tutor, but also Locked In. And I think that spreading positivity, there's nothing wrong that can come from that. So I try to do that every single day on LinkedIn or whenever I can. And I think that today we'll be able to spread some knowledge and spread some positivity through this live stream.
Yeah, great. And yeah, thanks for joining. For me, yeah, Jan. I'm Jan, and yeah, I'm pretty much in the crypto Web3 space. First time in like a panel as well, to be honest. But we're always like trying to get more like content and like more like valuable things for like the like high schoolers to or like anyone to like just gain some insights about. And yeah, we started Locked In. Locked In is basically a community where like-minded high schoolers meet each other. And yeah, we started because there was simply not really a established community where like people who thinks in the same way can be able to meet each other. So great to meet Ben, and we just yeah, just an idea, just really executed. We just started executing, starting the project. And yeah, thank you for the support for those who are watching. And yeah, now let's get on with our first guest of the day, Adi. And yeah, Adi, welcome into the panel, and let's add you in.
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Hey, yeah.
Perfect,
Let's just
perfect. Hey y'all, I'm Audie. Y'all might have seen my content here and there on LinkedIn. Basically, I'm 18 years old. I'm from Texas. I'm the CEO of a fintech startup, Tasray, and also a similar community to Locked In, a entrepreneurship and founder slash creator community called 10x. We just host a lot of events across the U.S. and sometimes internationally. And yeah, a lot of my content surrounds startup and self improvement and just general reflections and mentality kind of stuff. And obviously, try to make it as authentic as possible. So yeah, that's me. Hey, I'm Audie.
so yeah. So yeah, Adi, the first question we have for you, you often use the eat the frog method and like 1 hour time speed run, like a timer session to beat procrastination. Can you walk us through what is a typical like a productive day looks like to you, and like how you decide what the frog actually is?
Yeah, for sure.
And first of all, could you explain to us what the eat the frog method
Yeah,
is?
of
Because
course.
I know a lot of people watching
Okay.
might not understand what that is.
Yeah, of course. So, kind of on the spot, eh? So basically, Eat the Frog, for those who don't know, is a productivity method. I remember reading in a book a couple of years ago. It was a productivity book. I don't remember the exact author, but the title of the book was Eat That Frog. And eating the frog is pretty much. I wrote a LinkedIn post about it, but as an audience member, let me ask you: suppose Gordon Ramsay gave you the most delicious meal of your life, a Michelin star meal, a dinner, right? And so, Eat the Frog is basically a question where you're provided with the most succulent meal of your life. But in order to consume this meal, you have to eat a literal frog. Yes, a literal toad live frog. And so the question of the matter is, when do you eat the frog? Do you eat the frog A, before, or B, after? I mean, no one really eats a frog during a 5 course Michelin star meal, right? And the idea is that you would most likely eat the frog before you eat the most succulent meal of your life. And it really correlates to human psychology of delayed gratification,
Mm-hmm.
where it's you go through the pain first, so you have a much more easier rest of your life. And Eat the Frog is pretty much you go and do the most hardest thing of the day, the hardest task first, so that you can kind of reap the rewards or have it easier through your day. So Eat the Frog is pretty much you do the most tedious, most emotionally tiring, or even the most annoying task possible first thing in the day, so that the rest of the day is most of the time much more easier and you feel much more fulfilled. And so,
Mm.
of your question, what a productive day for me looks like is as a massive proponent of eating the frog, eat the frog for the first thing in the day. And for me, and for a lot of people similarly, eating the frog most likely looks like A, either waking up early in the morning, or B, doing the most hardest task, most likely being studying or working out in the morning. So for me, what I usually do is the most productive day looks like me waking up early in the morning, 5 a.m. And then first things or secondly, getting right into my journal. I love to journal. If you're ever trying to get into productivity, get into journaling. I journal on about my day, and I really love gratitude journaling. So I'll write what I'm most grateful for in that moment, and it can be something as simple as, today morning I straight up wrote, I'm grateful for Minecraft music. Or it can be as deep as, oh yeah, I'm really grateful for my grandma because of how much she supported me and loved me throughout my childhood. And right after that is where I get into like the more tedious stuff. So the thing I hate the most doing every morning is A, either studying for a standardized test for my school, or B, working out. So depending on the day, I just go through that and then I just follow whatever's on my Google Calendar, whether that be working on my startup, drafting LinkedIn posts, content stuff, even coffee chats, and I just go through my day using Google Calendar. But yeah, that's my most productive day.
And
Sorry.
Josh, I feel like some people take days where they don't eat the frog at all. There's days where we don't work out or we don't do our homework or we don't do any of the important things that we need to. What do you have to say about those days? The days where you're not very productive?
In terms of the days you're not very productive, I'm a massive proponent of living it easy, right? Obviously, like no person can be the most disciplined person every day. You'll obviously have bad days, and the entire point of being in like a startup community or creator community is being easy on yourself on those days. However, the thing I want to differentiate is that you'll obviously make mistakes earlier on and have those type of days, but you should still be easy on yourself enough to be like, hey, today let's keep it easy, but also harsh enough to be like, hey, this is literally just me giving an excuse. I need to actually lock in and not like slack.
Wow. Thank you. Yeah. You posted about your content flopping and people making fun of you at school. What do you have to say about your struggle and what you came from and how you've overcome it to get to where you are today?
So, in terms of that question, right? Just for the audience, the thing you gotta understand is me and you are no different people. We quite like I'm literally 18 years old. Like I kid you not, I was literally playing Roblox 30 minutes before this. Like me and you are not that different. And so we go through the same experiences. And considering Locked In being a LinkedIn community, um, posting on LinkedIn at first is definitely scary, especially with any content, right? And in the beginning, you'll always have failures. And in the beginning, when you start, you'll always have, I guess, haters. And with that point is it's you kind of have to have a sense of this, as bad as it may sound, a sense of narcissism within yourself to believe in yourself so much that you have the confidence that, hey, everyone else is wrong, I'm right, and I know I'm gonna like make the most out of this. And in terms of my personal experience, like I go to a high school and no one really does content. And just typical to most high schoolers, most of them are thinking about the next prom date to secure, or even like go after school hitting up and getting boba, right? And not no hate towards that, but doing something such as content creation definitely makes you stand out a lot. And in face of that, you'll obviously have a lot of people at school making fun of you. A lot of people, like I've straight up had to cut off friends because they're extremely two faced and will be one way in front of me and another way behind my back, right? And that's the point of it. You will be alone. you will face haters, you will have hardship, you will have a lot of posts which will flop, and you'll get made clowned on in like 9 different group chats. But having that self-belief and knowing that, hey, what I'm doing is what I really want to do, and that's my passion, and nobody else can judge me for it, and I just believe in myself that much. That's where like the greatest people make or break. Like, I like to be real with you, like throughout this entire LinkedIn content creation stuff, it's absolutely lonely. I've absolutely had to cut off so many people. It absolutely like gives you a pain in your chest knowing that like your LinkedIn post about you being so vulnerable, for example, about like I wrote a post about getting rejected by like 24 girls, and that post being in like 9 different group chats. That obviously like that's like the most embarrassing thing ever. But in the end of the day, like I still have that belief in myself that no matter what they say, I'm still gonna make it. You know. So at the end
Mm.
of the day, it's just to have that sense of narcissism in yourself, to believe in yourself so much and think that everyone else is wrong, I'm right, and I'm gonna make it.
Yes, really agree on like how you must have that self belief, and like even for me myself, and before I go to bed, or if why before I go to like wake up, I would just like have a 5 minute like kind of internal meditation where go like, okay, I'll be thinking where am I in 10 years, what will I be doing tomorrow, like just like a reflection, a kind of like a self belief. I just read that in a Napoleon Hill's book, and Think and Grow Rich. But yeah, that's a really powerful thing we should all like do. And
Yeah.
yeah, one more question for you, Adi.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see. Yes, so you cold emailed your way to a lot of opportunities and built real connections through this. So what's your actual approach to reaching out to people who seem like out of your league? Because like I think a lot of people, like the viewers, would be thinking, "Oh, we're like at different levels. How do we actually break through this like kind of barrier of like us and like a big KOL or something like that?" And I'm sure that you've got some
Okay.
answer.
So to give you context, I over the past summer I interned at a fintech company, pretty low key kind of high finance. It was definitely one of my biggest accomplishments and one of the hardest ones. I sent over 200 cold emails to achieve said opportunity. And the thing you have to understand about cold emailing and like really putting yourself out there is that like as I'm sure most of the people in locked in will probably grow faster. The thing you have to understand is that in the end of the day, like when you get into this entire content creation thing, you'll realize that like you're literally talking to someone who's human. Like they're probably like
Mm-hmm.
for example with most of the audience, like y'all are probably high schoolers. Y'all probably go out with your friends, take boba. Y'all probably play Roblox. Like I was like playing like I'm pretty sure like a random obby like a couple minutes ago. Like we are not that different, and putting that in a bigger perspective is really what it takes. So in terms of making your own opportunities, for example, through cold emailing, you have to understand that in the end, they're all human. They're all people, and you have to cater your cold emails to those people. You can't be like super official and be like, "Dear Mister XYZ, can you please give me this?" You have to be like if you were to achieve a cold or you if you were to receive a cold email, what would you want to see in there, right? As a creator, as I've grown, I've seen like so many cold, like even to me, cold emails asking to work at my company, and they're like super boring. They're like too official. And I'd say, especially with cold emails, try to get to know the person first, and then like ask for whatever opportunity. Because in the end, they're all human. They just desire human connection, and humans will help out humans if you seem human and not like a third party
Mm-hmm.
vendor just trying to take advantage of you. So
Yeah.
in that point of view, I'd say cold emails just seem as human, as authentic as you can, and don't ask for anything. Just try to develop a connection first, and then if that connection is there, the opportunities will come to you. You don't need to cold
Definitely,
outreach for anything.
definitely.
Yeah. I really like that. And to close this out, I wanted to touch on one of your previous points, talking about, the self-hope or, narcissism is how you put it. I like to call it determination. And Abraham Lincoln actually said, if you are resolutely determined to make a lawyer of yourself, the thing is more than half done already. So I wanted to
Yeah.
know, what are you determined to be? What do you want to make out of yourself?
What do I want to make out of myself? Definitely a very deep question. Uh, I'm 14 and this is deep. Damn. I feel a big part of even my content, my journey through content, and more specifically startups and self improvement, is that I guess my biggest goal is to change someone's life. Um, and changing someone's life doesn't have to be in the massive. Oh yeah, I just helped this dude like change his life. It can even be in the most smallest ways. And for me, what matters to me the most as a person is, in the end of the day, my purpose is bigger than me, and my purpose is to positively impact other people's lives and actually like have a, to a certain extent, a reasonable, massive, and positive change in their life, whether that be through motivating them or even just getting them into posting or just even being the most authentic and vulnerable version of themselves. Because that, in the end of the day, beyond me, that's really all it comes down to. How much of a positive impact can I leave on this planet, and how much of a positive transformation can I have in people before I die? Like that's really what matters to me.
I really like
Definitely.
that.
And yeah, thank you, Adi, for the question Q&A session. And we're now going to move on to the next guest, Yuval. And yeah, see you later in the AMA, like the whole panel
Of course,
session.
of course.
Okay,
Yeah,
see you,
yeah.
Adi, and let's
See ya,
welcome
Adi.
in Yuval. Okay. Okay, welcome, Yuval.
What's up?
Hi, Yuval.
What's up? Can you hear me, see me? Everything's
Yep.
fine?
Yeah,
Yep.
we can hear you all right.
Great guy, Adi, by the way. Learned a lot just now listening to this. Um,
And
so,
yeah, Yuval, just feel free to just go for like a quick introduction and a bit of context. Yuval is staying up for like, I don't know, what time is it on your side?
okay. So, I mean, it's currently 3:20 a.m. and
3:20
I have a
a.m. Thank
massive
you.
headache and I haven't slept in like, I don't know how long, but we're here with good
Yes.
vibes. So, yeah.
Thank you a
Thank you
lot
for your
for
time.
Yuval.
Quick
Yeah.
Thank you a lot,
introduction about
really.
myself and LinkedIn.
Yep.
So I'm 15. I have started LinkedIn around, I think now it's actually been 8 months. It's actually crazy. I've wasted months on posting and doing the most random shit ever and literally not moving. LinkedIn, how I started LinkedIn is actually quite a funny story. It's a bit long, so I will kind of shortcut it. I've realized that I hate what I do in the morning. I hate what I do in the afternoon. I hate my life. So I was like, okay, I need to find a way to change my life. And after a back and forth with ChatGPT, actually, I've started posting on LinkedIn. Okay. And this kind of how it started. It's really dumb story, but I started posting. And for the first 5 to 6 months, I was stuck below 1,000 followers. Now, the past 2 months, I've grown from 1,000 to 7,000, and it's really great milestones. And yeah, I'm really happy to answer a couple of questions that you guys wrote. So if you want to start, or if you have a couple of questions about myself, first of all, go ahead.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I
go
you
for it,
just
Ben.
mentioned, that you hated your life and you hated what you did in the morning, you hated what you did in the afternoon, you hated everything. And I wanted to know, like, you got into LinkedIn, you built your following, but where did that bring you now? How do you feel about everything as it is now, or are you still looking for something more to do, something more to be?
So it's a great question. I will always be looking for more. I'm someone who is very deep into figuring out, what do we really want. What the person, I think everyone is so different. So this is just part of, a very small part of our life. And LinkedIn, I learned so much from LinkedIn. I met incredible people. LinkedIn has gave me a lot. And now I am also, we'll talk about this a bit in the future, a couple of minutes. Wait, what was the question? What did you say then? I forgot.
Oh, all
What
good.
what are you looking for now, or are you happy? Are you content with what you're doing right now?
Yeah, so LinkedIn has gave me many great things. It gave me that extra step, that extra, that push. And I will always be looking for more. I mean, yeah, definitely not, right? We always, at least myself, I'll always be going for more. And yeah, I mean, I still think LinkedIn is an incredible platform. It gave me a lot, and I'll still be here. So,
All
Definitely.
right.
And yeah, Yuval has been one of my first coffee chats. I still remember like a month ago, and we're discussing like this really new topic, like the new idea of locked in. And yeah, Yuval just really like supported. Like at first, I was like asking, "Oh, would you be interested in like joining us?" She was like one of the first members to join our team as well. So
Okay. I must say, like, we were going on the call, he explained a bit of locked in, and I'm going to be completely honest, right? I was not so impressed. Okay?
Okay.
It was a great idea. There was no competition, but what he explained was very, very simple and nothing too special about it. But what you guys have done in this just 1 month is incredible. So really, like, great job, honestly.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
I think like during that time, it's just like it's like that raw idea, and like it's just really fresh, and we don't really have much, but like every day we're building something new. We're thinking of how to develop this community better, and it's just like again, like I'm not the kind of person that goes in like, oh, one day with like super progress, but like we're just really compounding the consistency, and we're just trying to be longevity and have a long-term impact in the space. And yeah, and Yuval, yes, the next question. So you keep your connections list small and intentional, only connecting and engaging with active people. Would love to know how many connections do you actually have, and how often do you remove people?
Okay, I mean, this is something I've talked so much, like in my post. I've talked about. I will actually check exactly how many connections I have. Wait, give me a second. I
Go
have
for it.
1,196. Okay, I mean, pretty, to be honest, more than I expected. The thing with connections and why I tell people to keep it minimal and small, and also you did say, and how often do I remove, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing with connections, there is a very big reason why there is the connect button and there is the follow button. A lot of people
Yep.
think they are the same. They are not. Like there is a reason. These are two separate buttons. Okay. First of all, the connection. I will give a quick example that I've mentioned in one of my posts. Why it's really important to only connect to people who are intentional and actually engaged and actually active is imagine that. Okay. Imagine you have 5,000 connections. Right. You've just posted. LinkedIn, what it does to your post is actually very simple. First of all, in the first, I would say half an hour, a bit more, it gets shown to the first degree connections, so your actual connections. Now,
Yep.
let's say they did engage, like most of them engaged. Let's say a good hefty that actually seen it engaged, so it will get shown to the second degree connections. Those are people that I'm sure most of you know about. Those are people that your connections are connected to, but you're not personally connected to. And only if they engage, only if a certain amount, usually it's kind of most of them engage, then it gets to the third degree. And the third degree is where a post goes viral. Okay? So if you can't reach the third degree, your post will never do better than your average post, and especially it will never go viral. Now, when you have 5,000 connections, okay, and let's say most of them, for a lot of people, most of them is literally, it's literally 95% of them are just random and don't engage with your post, and you have like 10 likes in the first hour, your post will always be like that. It will never get out of that circle because your first degree connections don't engage. So
Yep.
what I do is I only connect with people who follow three very minimal things. First of all, do they post? Right. It's a very simple thing, but I only connect with people who actually post. Second thing, do they comment? I literally take time out of my day to check how many comments do they put. Like there is a section actually, comments, and you can check how many comments they put, like you can see. And if they put more than 5, if they comment 5, 10, absolutely. Third thing is vibes. You actually feel vibes of people, like of profiles. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to it. When I see a profile and it feels off, I know it's inactive. I know it's not going to engage, and I know it's worthless. Now the last thing is removing connections. I actually remove weekly. I literally removed just an hour ago a couple connections from my connections list. with time, a lot of our connections will, go, and our connection list will get bigger. And a lot of them either stop posting on LinkedIn, stop engaging, stop checking, like whatever. You will have inactive connections no matter how small your connections list is. So usually, if I scroll on the feed and I see someone post that I don't really recognize is my connections, but I never seen him engage on my post, I never really talked with him, never really DM'd, I remove it immediately. And sometimes I actually go through my connections list. I go far back to see names I never seen in my comment section. I never engage on their post. Just once I don't really recognize anymore or whatever, and I remove them. I don't remove a lot, but I definitely do remove when I see someone who needs to be removed.
Okay, yeah. So just to
I was really interested in hearing that because we have completely different views on like the connection idea. So I wanted to hear, how you thought about it because for me, I almost view connections as an open door because on LinkedIn, the only way you can really message someone who's not connected with you is if you're paying their premium subscription, which is almost $40 a month. And if you have not already done it 5 times that week, I believe. So I see connections as an open door, a way for people to message me whenever they need. So I connect with every single person that sends me that connection request. So while you have 7,000 followers, which blows me out of the water by like 3,000, I have 4,000 connections. I've connected with every single person who sent me that request because I want to leave my door open to anyone. I want anybody who wants to message me to be able to. I want anybody who wants to be able to talk to me to be able to. And so I really wanted to hear, what the two sides are. So that was really interesting, you all. Thank you.
I do want to say something for that. So now there is obviously I think I know your goal for LinkedIn, but we do have a bit of different goals, I would say. And accepting everyone, there is no problem if the people that you accept are kind of your target audience. Like you don't have to be 100% sure about the person. But I'm sure you have seen some accounts where you're like, I think you know what I'm talking about, where you just see an account, you send you a connection, literally no point. If you see someone with, another high school student, you feel like maybe there will be something, sure, that there is a reason there is the connect button. But they were saying there is a reason there is the follow button, right? It does exist. You don't have to accept people, okay? And now that is true. I fucking hate it. Like I have premium and I still hate it. You can only send messages if you have premium. Terrible. But I mean, yeah, like the thing is, I really do think your post will never, like, unless you accept another 1,000, you're not going to grow, okay? So the only way for you to keep growing is you accepting more, and you're just falling into a rabbit hole, or, you're falling into a trap. At least that's my opinion. I've seen some accounts with 40,000 followers, which I'm a random guess, 40,000 of them are connections. Have like posts with 5 likes. Like this just shouldn't make any sense. But it's because they accepted every single person.
Yeah. You see it all the time. And yeah, it definitely does come to what your goal is, because if your goal is to grow your platform and to increase the followers, being more, we'll say, thoughtful about who you connect with will definitely help you grow. But if your goal is just to be, a beacon for people to message or for people to call, then accepting everybody might prove more helpful for that goal. So I definitely agree with these points.
And yeah, Yuval, I think from what I heard, is you're just talking about like the connection is small because you want this first batch of connection to be really engaging, to be the people who comments or like engage with your posts. So like the algorithm can push it out to more people, in which that's your goal. So, but Ben's approach is like to meet more people. So like it really depends on your perspective and like what is your, again, like what's your main goal to achieve on LinkedIn?
I mean, if someone really wants to message you, like the way you, Jan, schedule the call with me, you commented on my post, right?
Yeah.
If someone really wants to talk with you, he will comment on your post. I just let you know. So it's not impossible, but it is not nice that you can't really message people unless you're connected. But yeah, that's absolutely true. Like there is different perspectives, different goals. But if you want to grow and fast, if you actually want to see growth, then accepting everyone is just the worst mistake you can make.
Okay. Yeah, we'll keep that in mind. Thanks, Yuval, and we'll see you later in the panel session. And take a small nap right now. And Okay, nice one. See you, Yuval.
Bye,
wait,
Yuval.
you,
Thank
you
you.
don't know another question. Okay.
Oh yeah, sorry, because we got like us. We'll
We
ask
got
that
we got
later,
carried
don't
away
worry.
with that
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
So
Okay, see you, Yuval.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Okay, so next up, welcome. We got Josh, and yeah, he's going to come in with us shortly. Yes, there we go.
How's it going?
hey, Josh, would you like to introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah, of course. So I'm Josh Rangia. I'm 16. I'm the founder of the 8th Day Club and Clarity and numerous other ventures. I have scaled over a dozen businesses to 7 and 8 figures. I've sold over a dozen businesses for 6, 7, and I'm hoping to get a 9-figure one soon. And I currently live alone at 16. I moved out at 14. I started with agencies, drop shipping, real estate, kind of everything. And yeah, now I'm here.
I
Yes.
have to ask, Josh, do you have that like scripted? Is that like you have that locked in every single number you had prepared?
No, I mean, if you're doing it every day, it gets in your head. You know, you don't really need a script for any of that.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. And yeah, Josh, so very happy to have you in our panel, first panel. And yeah, we have recently got also a partnership with 8th Day Club, which will be launching more updates down the road. A lot of oh yeah, I like that cap as well, love it. And yeah, Josh.
Yep.
So our first question for you today is like, you have more real, honest connections than like anyone like Ben knows, and a lot of people really wants to know how you really got that step out of like from for example like someone in school to suddenly like becoming like these kind of like ventures. You're like having like all those initiatives. What was like that really big step you took?
I think the whole basis of connections is I scratch your back, you scratch mine, right? So every day I'll get 50 to 100 DMs, right? In my comments, people DMing me and people booking calls with me. And one thing that I learned through kind of all of them is that if you provide value up front, if you tell them exactly what they need to do, if you help them out in every single way you can, that person is one, going to look up to you, and two, they're going to constantly ask you for more, right? And as they do that, slowly what's going to happen is they're going to become one of your strongest followers, right? That's why people I hop on calls with always end up commenting on every single one of my posts. They leave super insightful comments. They make sure the posts get pushed out more in the algorithm, and they build a deeper and genuine connection with me, right? So building connections isn't just about like, oh, there's something I need to gain from this person. No, this is someone I can help down the road, and maybe eventually they're able to help me, right? So one thing I did is any of my followers is always free to just DM me, and within a day I respond to them, I help them, I give them any advice or insight they need, and we go from there.
Yeah, I have to completely agree with that. I mean, that's a great way to look at it. Help someone, and you never know where it'll get you down the line. So just make the effort every day to have the calls with the people that want them, to build these real connections, and it will do something for you in the long run, even if you don't get immediate gratification, because that's honestly what everybody's chasing now these days, immediate gratification. But the idea of helping someone, it will come back to you. It will help you down the line. But recently you posted about your schedule, your day-to-day schedule. And for the audience, would you mind repeating kind of what your day looks like from when you wake up to when you go to bed?
Yeah. First, let me show you this real quick, actually. Oh, let me see if I can position this in the camera. So this is my whiteboard. For those of you that can see, these are the times I slept. On Monday, I slept at 5:45 a.m. Tuesday, I slept at 6 a.m. Wednesday, I slept at 3:30. Yesterday, or today, really, I slept at 4:45. And then tomorrow or tonight, whatever you want to call it, we'll see what time I sleep at. But yeah, typically I'll sleep sometime from 3 to 6 a.m. in the morning. So I have Deck 2, which is a mutation that allows me to kind of do that. But what my schedule looks like is typically I get anywhere from 2 to 4, actually more, I'd say more 2 to 4 hours of sleep. And then I'll go to school 8 to 3. I'll come back home. I'll work out for like 2 hours. I'll do homework for 2 hours or an hour, and then I'll just work the rest of the day and night. So my schedule is pretty simple. I stick to it on a day-to-day basis, and it kind of helps me get things moving.
Yeah, I mean, that's super interesting because like when you hear about Michael Phelps, you hear about how he had a mutation in his lungs that allowed him to breathe like quicker and hold more breath and allowed him to be the greatest swimmer in the world. So down the line, do you think we'll hear about Josh Nangia, who has a mutation that allowed him to sleep less and now he's the most productive person? Like, how does not having to sleep as much as the average person allow you to be more productive with those 2 to 4 hours you get every single day?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you this. I've met a lot of very, very successful people in my life, and never once have I ever met one of them that sleeps more than like 8 hours a day. Because the thing is, if you're sleeping 8 hours a day, that's a third of your life gone. And you have to realize that. A third of your life is spent unconscious dreaming about what you could be, right? And I'm not a dreamer, I take actions. So what I like doing is I like making sure that I wake up every day and I stay up as late as I can to get everything done. Because eventually all I'm doing is, one, I'm setting up myself for the future. Two, I'm setting up my kids for the future. And three, I'm setting up my bloodline for the future. So at the end of the day, if you're not working as hard as you can, you're not really doing anything.
Yeah, I gotta say, it is a good third of my life, though.
But yeah, Josh, and also from like what you said just now, I think like the sleeping part, it's not really, that's what differentiates people. So it's like we're all people at the end of the day, and like it's all these small details. It's like these 1.01, like the 1%, 2% extra hustles and grinds that differentiates you, and these details really matters. And yeah, for me, I still, to be honest, really need sleep on my own, man. So yeah, it's not built for anyone. So don't, like, for the viewers, don't go straight up and like, oh, I know, oh guys, I'm gonna sleep 2 hours every day only. So it's not everyone, but like if you have that willpower and you have that ability, and yeah, you should definitely go for it. And yeah, thanks, Josh. And the next question um we have for you would be how through all the projects you've tried, such as Airbnb, arbitrage, and dropshipping, what have you learned and how have you learned? And what can you share from your experience to someone who is like looking to kind of build from scratch with a little capital, which we've discussed a bit, but I think this would be really helpful to other viewers right
Yeah,
now.
of course. I mean, I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned from both of those business models is that you cannot be scared of failure. So I failed hundreds of products, hundreds of businesses before I ever had my first success. And one thing that kind of kept me going is the thought that if I get that one success, that will change the course of my life forever, right? And you have to realize, yes, it's going to be hard for the first couple months, maybe even years, maybe even decades. But if you get that one success at the end of the day, that's going to change your life forever. So for example, in drop shipping, right? If you're getting into that, I do not recommend anyone does. I just want to put that out there. It's super saturated. But if you are getting into that, expect you're going to have a lot of failures. You're going to be trying a lot of different products. You're going to be trying a lot of different models. You're going to have to learn to make ads, run on Meta Ads Manager, and spend a good amount of money. Okay, so drop shipping is not really a model you can get into with no risk. Airbnb arbitrage, on the other hand, comes with an even bigger risk, right? So how that kind of works is you find a city that you can rent an apartment in for say $2,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month, right? And you rent that out every day on Airbnb. But the thing is, one, the landlord needs to be chill with that, and two, the city needs to allow that. But what that comes with is, one, you have to furnish it, two, you have to upfront cost the entire apartment, and three, you need to put a lot of time finding the right city. But that also does is it comes with a lot of upside potential. Because once you get your first 30 tenants in, right, and you're generating $15,000 from a $5,000 investment every single month, then that gives you the capacity to scale enormously. So that's one thing I learned from Airbnb and one thing I learned from drop shipping.
Wow.
Gotcha.
That's, I mean, and it really does come down to capital again. So I think there's a lot of things that you've learned, but you had to invest a lot of capital. And so for someone just getting started, they might need to work, a full-time job and build that capital, save up some funding so that you can get into these things like Airbnb arbitrage, so you can invest back into yourself and in turn investing into your future. But right now we do have a question from the chat. Oscar wants to know what a downside is to sleeping less, because you've mentioned a lot of upsides, but we haven't heard any of the downsides. Is there anything that sleeping less takes away from your life, or do you think there's only upsides to it?
I mean, I think it's majority upsides, but there is one downside that I've been noticing a lot. I think my immune system's low-key weaker. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I got the flu shot and I got the flu twice. Like, in the last 2 weeks, I had it 2 different
Oh
times.
jeez.
So I think my immune system might be completely fucked, but other than that, bro, it's vibes.
Hey, and you know what it
Okay.
might be because the flu shot only does like a certain type. It might have just been a completely different type of flu. But
True.
yeah, that definitely does sound like a downside, and it does sound like something that sleeping more would help with. So, as someone who has a pretty good immune system, I get sick maybe once or twice a year. And when I do get sick, it sucks, but it's not often. I maybe the sleep is helping there. So.
And yeah, Josh, one question I would love to ask you is like, from our conversation, it seems like you have that like you're like 20 years above us. The way you're talking, the things you're talking about, like how you talk, it's like 20 years of experience down the road already. And I want to know, is that like coming from networking events and like it's just like anyone can do it, or is there like some secret formula behind these kind of confidence, like the things you chat about and
Yeah, I think there's two really big parts to it. One is yes, meeting other very successful people. I've met numerous billionaires, decamillionaires, centimillionaires, super successful people, and I meet them very oftenly. In fact, I'm currently right now shadowing a billionaire who's one of the richest men in LA. I won't name drop because I don't want to leak him or anything. But one thing you learn from talking to these people is the mindset they have, right? The conversations they have, the way they carry themselves, the way they present themselves. And I think by just spending time and having that proximity near those people builds you up so much more because one, you can either sink or swim. You either rise to the standards or you don't. And that's just it at the end of the day. So when you're dealing with these ultra successful people, these ultra high net worth individuals, you can either be like them or you can be an outcast. And I choose to be like them because what that gives me the opportunity to is always learn, right? So my saying is that you always got to learn before you earn, right? Before you start doing anything, whether it's running ads, whether it's doing drop shipping, whether it's Airbnb arbitrage, is learn everything about the business, right? So when you're dealing with these people, you got to learn everything about them and you got to understand them on a much deeper level than just superficial conversation. Second of all, I think the reason I could come off as having more experience is because even though I only have about half a decade in actual experience, I'm working about twice as much as anyone, which results in about a decade, right? So I think it really comes down to the end of the day at volume of what you're doing, right? Like on my day-to-day basis, I'm working as hard as I can every day, tiring myself out to exhaustion every single day. Because by pushing myself, one, I'm getting 1% better, if not more, every single day. And two, I'm compounding consistently, which allows me to grow over the long term.
All right, Josh.
okay.
It's so interesting hearing you talk, and I don't want to keep you forever, but we do have two more questions from the chat for you. So we'll give these like a speed round. Trisha is asking about your diet. She wants to know if you eat a normal amount or if you have to eat more or less due to your sleep schedule.
Okay, so one thing, I eat a lot of fucking food. Okay, I eat like I have spam musubi on my desk 24/7. So my thing is, my diet is primarily like steak, and I would say fried rice. I eat a lot. Lobster,
Nasi
tacos,
goreng.
nasi goreng,
Hey.
you know, ball.
Yep.
Burritos. I
Mm.
like burritos, and then probably taquitos. So I do have a private chef that makes all that for me, which makes it a lot easier. But no, I like making sure it's all organic, making sure I'm as healthy as possible. Just because the healthier food you're putting inside your body, the better that's going to come out, right? The better you're going to be operating throughout the rest of the day, right? You got to treat your body like a temple at the end of the day. And that's why I always make sure to work out every single day because having that consistency will also train your mindset and your body.
That's man, yeah. I have a private chef too. She's my mom, so
Oh, awesome.
yeah, and we got one more question for you from Uriel. She wants to know if you do consulting or mentoring or advising for businesses, or if you have in the past, and what you've learned from it.
So I went down this path for a couple months. That's actually a very good question. Where I wanted to consult a couple businesses, kind of like do my own thing. And to be honest, I was overcharging the crap out of them. I was charging them like 40K a month just for me to consult them, and they get like 3 hours of my time. So it was looking diabolical. But what I learned from that is it didn't fulfill me. Right at the end of the day, if you're running a business, if you're building a project, if you're scaling, you got to be fulfilled, right? Whether you're working on your body, your mind, whatever you're doing, if you're not fulfilled, if you're not happy with what you're doing, then you're never, ever going to be able to stay consistent. And even if you succeed doing it, you're never going to be happy, right? And the whole goal of life isn't to make money. It's to, one, use your time the most effectively, right? Spend your time the wisest because the time is one thing that your money will never be able to buy. So whether that's spending time with family, whether that's spending time with friends, whether that's spending time with your dog, your pets, whatever it may be, you have to learn that money at the end of the day isn't going to make you happy. It's just whatever fulfilling your passion is.
Definitely.
I love that. And I had an amazing time hearing from you, Josh. I'll let Jan have some finishing comments, but I just want to thank you for your time. We loved
course.
having you here. Yeah.
Josh, one more quick question before we wrap up for this short panel, like the short Q&A. What hobbies, if you have, like, are you except for like work? We never really heard that side of you, so love to hear.
Yeah. I mean, other than work, one thing I really do like, it's kind of cliche for a Cali boy, but I love surfing. I go to the beach all the time with my cousins, friends. We just go surf, spend time there. I love swimming. I really just like being in the water. What I'll also do often is I really hate hikes, so I force myself to do them. So that's one thing I constantly did. Because as a kid, like I hiked Machu Picchu, I went up Mount Fuji, like I did a lot of different things. And I think that at the end of the day, you just got to do the boring stuff until you start liking it. And even if you don't like it, just keep doing it over and over again. Because when you do the things that no one else is willing to do, that's where you're going to end up succeeding. So I like pushing myself every day, and that's usually what I spend my time doing.
We love to hear it, Josh. And yeah, I mean, I've never, ever heard someone declare hiking Mount Fuji as boring. So you hear something new every day. Come to Kentucky sometime. We'll climb Natural Bridge together.
I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm never coming to Kentucky. I'm gonna just put that out there right now. I'm staying in California and Texas and New York. I love New York, but I don't
We'll
like
have
any other
this-
state.
We'll have this chat after the stream. All right. Thank you, Josh.
Okay, yes,
we love
thank
having
Josh.
you.
See you later in the pack.
Bye.
Of course, peace, guys.
Okay, moving on to our final guest of the quickfire questions, and we are going to welcome Lily into the chat. And okay, yep, Lily, go for it. Oh, you're muted.
Hi, Lily.
Hi guys.
Hey, welcome. So yeah, Lily.
Can everyone hear, by the way?
Yeah, all good.
Okay, perfect.
So yeah, Lily, you're again one of the first people I've chatted with in the LinkedIn journey, and you have been doing really well in terms of like your growth, in terms of like your post consistency and all that. And one of the people I most admire in terms of like the lifestyle, to be honest, the lifestyle you sent me is like crazy, and feel free to go and have a quick intro of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm 16 years old. I'm Lily. I was previously working at my first startup, Dual Path. I was also chief of staff at Velric. I'm now the co-founder at 16s. We're essentially a direct lovable competitor. And yeah, planning on doing Y Combinator this spring. And yeah, super excited about tech startups and super passionate about AI at the moment.
Love to hear it. And Lily, you mentioned all these projects you've had, and I've said this before, when you think Lily, you think Dual Path, or you think Velric, or you think 16s. You've fully encapsulated yourself into your project, so whenever someone mentions your name, you think of whatever project that you're currently working on. And someone even mentioned yesterday a painting on your wall looked like the 16s logo. It's like all of your projects follow you. So I wanted to ask, how did you achieve this perfect cohesion between yourself and your startups, or yourself and where you work?
Yeah, so that was actually the goal when I kind of originally created my personal brand. So the goal with me creating my personal brand is that whatever project I am working on, people are more interested in me as a person than the actual project. So that meant that I could seamlessly transition from Dual Path to Velric, now 16s, and all the other projects that I'm working on, and people stay actively engaged. So I built my personal brand so I could, at the end of the day, it's to promote the projects and the businesses that I'm working on. But the truth of it is that people are interested in me more than the business. The perk is that I use myself as a vessel to market all of the different projects that I'm working on.
And it's definitely worked, right? Because you had the exit at Dual Path, and we see 16s right now. It's growing almost exponentially. So I can't wait to see where all of your projects lead you.
Yeah, thanks so much, Ben. That is the goal.
And yeah, next question, Lee. How did you really turn your engagement into opportunities? Or like, yeah.
Be stupid, be dumb, be audacious. A lot of the answers you're kind of going to hear from me tonight are going to sound really, really simple, really basic. And it's really the truth. I've kind of had to realize if someone wants to know, like, oh, what is the secret to her success? How does she do all this? Anything like that. I have literally, like, I've posted every single thing on my LinkedIn. And so, like, the truth is, like, I've given, like, if someone truly wants, like, the path to success, like, it's available for you. It's just those who are going to be willing to take the hard work and to actually look through all of the content are the ones who are going to succeed. So I guess, could you actually rephrase the question or just remind me, like, the actual core question again, super quick?
Just like, how do you turn that engagement into like kind of opportunities, into like chances for you to grow?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks
Yeah.
so much. Just kind of, I blanked there for a
All good.
second. Yeah. So basically, just be audacious in the way you do it. For a long time, I've posted sometimes upwards of like 3 times per day. I've sent out hundreds of comments in a single day. And it's just like, it's this relentless energy where you just like, you're completely unbothered by the idea of failure. Like, the idea of failure isn't even in my mind. So how do I turn engagement into opportunities? I just decide that's what's going to happen. Like, why am I commenting? Because I want an opportunity. So I'm going to keep commenting again until I get an opportunity. I'm going to keep DMing people until I get an opportunity. So on a more broad scope, when, I'm creating a post on LinkedIn, the goal is visibility as opposed to fishing for a specific opportunity. So when I post on LinkedIn, I'm increasing my surface area for luck. Really what that means is that I'm increasing the chance that the opportunities I want are going to see me. So when I do reach out to them, it's easier and there's less friction for me to get the opportunity. So when I post, I turn that engagement into an opportunity by increasing my surface area for luck and then being relentless and making myself present on the platform so people actually know who I am.
Yeah, I love to hear how much you're doing. 3 posts in one day. I can only get out 1 post every 3 days sometimes, but 100 comments too. And it was William James, he's a Harvard psychologist, who said that if you keep faithfully busy each hour of the working day, you may safely leave the final result to yourself. And I was wondering, because I saw a post of yours recently, and you gave out all the tips on how to get started. And we have the audience here that may still need to get started. And I wanted to know how someone who is just now getting started can keep busy every single day, how they can invest their time wisely to grow their projects, grow their platform, or focusing on growing their LinkedIn, though.
Yeah, so I'm going to give advice specifically for LinkedIn because I'm really cautious about how I give advice based upon projects, because there's this idea that if I work for 10 hours, I was productive. And that the truth is that's just not true. And it's about the leverage and it's about the actual outputs that you get, because you can work for 10 hours and get nothing done of value. And so advice generally, if you're working on a project, I would say, instead of glorifying like a 16-hour day, glorify finding leverage and work on actual output. For my advice on LinkedIn, just you have to be like, you have to be a cut above everyone else. Like, if everyone else is doing 100 comments, you need to do 200 comments. Like, I know from experience, 299 comments is the limit you can do per every 2 hours. And that only results in a 10-minute semi-permanent ban. So you can be out here doing almost 300 comments every 2 hours, okay? So if everyone around you is doing 100 comments, you need to do 300 comments. Generally on LinkedIn, the name of the game is just visibility. You need to be in every comment section. You need to be posting at all of the hotspot hours, and you need to be talking with the hottest people in the room. So name of the game generally is just visibility. Like I said, it's comments, it's talking to other people, and it's posting. But the core of it all is that because you're seen in so many places, you begin to build community. And again, it all leads back to your personal brand, right? People are interested in what you're doing. So no matter where you are, they're going to be interested in you.
I like that. And I like that you mentioned, if you glorify that 10-hour working day, someone might sit there and look at their computer for 10 hours and really not get anything done, but they're like, oh man, I'm growing like crazy today. There's a poem I like. It goes, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds as distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. That's Rudyard Kipling. Can you tell I've been reading recently? No, but
Amazing quotes, Ben.
anyways, I wanted to know, or actually there's a question from the chat that wanted to know how you keep going with all the posting and productivity despite, regular life, despite, having a bad day or ups and downs and everything that comes with just being human.
Yeah. It might be a bit of a discouraging answer, but here's the truth. To be the top 1%, you have to take the decisions that the 99% of people aren't doing. So if you want me to be honest with you, this is my life. Like focusing on business right now, like that is my sole priority, right? I'm simultaneously doing school and college. I do online school, so I have more flexibility, but I just have to be honest with you, like I'm trying to be the 1%. And so that means I take the actions that 99% of people don't. I'll give you some advice a bit more broadly for kind of the average person, someone who might be also balancing in-person school, things like that. Spend 45 minutes per day on LinkedIn. Spend 15 minutes posting and spend 30 minutes commenting. Spend the time you post even less if possible, because commenting is where the real leverage happens. Commenting can be split between comment sections as well as DMing other people. But spend 45 minutes per day. I can almost guarantee you every single one of you guys has 45 minutes of free time per day. If you think you don't, you're probably lying to yourself, because we can go check your screen time and you probably have wasted 45 minutes somewhere. So 45 minutes a day is enough to get that 80% in, that 10% work in, the 20% in that gives you the 80% output. So generally for myself,
Yep.
I'm doing the 1% that 99% of people aren't. But for the majority of you guys watching, take 45 minutes out of your day, spend time on LinkedIn, and that's the first step you can take towards success.
I do notice,
Okay,
though,
thanks.
in your 45 minutes, it sounds like you're missing the 4 to 5 minutes it takes to finish all the LinkedIn games. So you might need to up that to 50.
I can't lie. I actually have to make a quick comment. I have never ever tried a single LinkedIn game, like not even once in my entire life. I've like seen so many people like comment about it. People are like posting it in group chats all the time, but I have never tried a single LinkedIn game. So maybe I should hop on that.
I think I'm sitting at an 85-day streak on every single one
Oh
of them.
my God.
So
Oh, you need to donate that one to
Ben.
commenting, not playing on LinkedIn.
Exactly, man. But yeah, Lily, one more question I got for you personally would be like, I think it would be just great to share like kind of how your day looks like, because I think that's a super incredible, like one of the best schedules in terms of productivity wise. And yeah,
Yeah,
go for it.
absolutely. So I'll just be fully transparent and say, like, I am, in my eyes, unfortunately, not quite a perfect person yet. So this is not a schedule I can routinely follow every single day. This is kind of a schedule that I follow when I'm in a really extreme period of growth in my life. But typically, an ideal day in my life looks like I get up at 4 a.m. I'm at the gym or working out from 4 until 7 a.m. 7 a.m. includes that time between, means from waking up, driving, also coming home, driving, getting dressed, etc. And then I'm doing school from, right now my schedule is doing school from about 7 to 11 in the morning. And then I'm typically working from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And again, that's not a schedule I'm following every single day to a T. Some days are a bit more toss up, but I have a really amazing accountability partner, and we track every single minute of our day. Every single 15 minutes, we note down what we're doing, because every single minute needs to fight for its life. If it's not serving me, if it's not moving forward, then it needs to be cut out and it needs to be refined. So I think just at any point throughout your day, you don't have to be waking up at 4 a.m. and going to bed at before the sun even sets, to be feeling success. But I think this is what you should just ask yourself at any point of the day. Like, right now, is this getting me to where I want to be in 1 year? Don't even think 1 year. Is this, if I look back at myself in an hour, is sitting and scrolling going to get me forward? 90% of the answers are going to be no. So you need to shut off the phone and go back to work. Just consistently ask yourself, is this getting me where I want to be? Is this getting me where I want to be? And a lot of the times you'll find the answer is no. And you'll learn to have more integrity and discernment about when you do say yes to things and when you say no to things. So yeah, I think it's just important for the majority of you guys watching, take accountability for every minute of your day and just sit, ask yourself, is this moving me forward? And if it's not, get yourself back on track.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
one of the telltale signs of a good speaker is they make you ask yourself questions. And I think sitting here listening to you and listening to Josh talk about how we spend our time every day has really made me reflect about how I spend my own time. So that's really interesting. We really appreciate that. I do have one more question from the chat here. Oscar asks, how has LinkedIn changed compared to how you started? Because we know you're a vet. I mean, you've been here since the days of Dual Path. We've watched you through your Velric, and now you're starting 16s. So you've seen some change. And he also wanted to know what new LinkedIn and how like it's affected leverage. So how new LinkedIn is causing new leverage.
Yeah.
Wait, before Lily, before you answer, to be honest, like I know that you have only been in this like field for like started posting like 2 or 3 months ago. So yeah, feel free to just highlight any changes and yeah, go on.
Yeah, so
And
definitely kind of a motivational sign for the majority of you guys watching. I've only really been posting for let's see, now it's probably closer to 3, honestly going on 4 months, but like my growth has happened quick and it's because of compounding consistency. When I started, I don't want to say it was easier, but the algorithm was definitely different. It's felt like I've been on here for a lot longer because it's like a daily thing, right? So but I've honestly been struggling with the new algorithm. It's something new to navigate, but I actually think right now the algorithm, this is the biggest chance for leverage. The algorithm has shifted much more towards like value content. And so the
Yep.
people that actually see your content, they are a higher value. It's not just like an impression, like the impressions matter more. At least that's what I've experienced. So I think the algorithm is favoring less like generic content. So you need to be unique, but in that you need to provide value because the people who are seeing your content are valuing you for, you need to provide value or advice or things like that. That's why you'll kind of notice a lot of people who frequently rage bait or kind of create less serious posts. You'll notice like they can maybe pull in on occasion, wow, they got 1,000 likes, but you look at it and it's like they didn't gain followers and they didn't get opportunities from that post. And so like think about the kind of this new age of LinkedIn where we're more focused on value and value add as opposed to just virality. So stay consistent with posting and adding value, because the truth is that virality is fleeting, reputation is not. So if you continue to add value and you continue to give actionable things that actually truly help people, like real life stuff, not just like grifter talk, then you'll always have an audience.
Yeah, and I want to add on to that, and I want to try and answer Oscar's question a little bit more, because I'd like to say I've been around for a while. When I started my account, it was my junior year of high school, so about a year and a half now. And I really didn't post much. Recently, I've scrolled all the way down to my very first post, and I looked at it, and I was like, wow. Why did I even post this? I had won a recent award, and I said, oh, look, I'm now a college prep scholar, which is the award I won. And I got maybe 4 likes and like no comments, and I was like, damn. But when I think about it, that really was the era that LinkedIn was in. It was, oh, I'm excited to announce this, I'm happy to announce this is what I'm starting, this is my new project. And it was only that. It was announcements. It was almost like at that time LinkedIn was about making your profile a resume. But then as time passed, everybody started to post more about what they're doing in the moment, what they're thinking in the moment. And you see this where I got all my growth when I started posting every day over the last 2 to 3 months. Jan got his growth over the last 2 to 3 months. You got your growth over the last 2 to 3 months. I watched Josh go from 1,000 to 4,000 followers over the last 2 to 3 months. It's like recently LinkedIn completely shift, and a lot of that does have to come to Gen Z. Gen Z came in and we changed the platform from what it was to what it is now. And we see like with Locked In gained over 1,000 followers in less than a month. And so you really have to think like the people that are changing the algorithms aren't the people who are working at LinkedIn and sitting on their computers and coding it. It is us. It is the creators. So the entire platform changed in 2 to 3 months because Gen Z came in and they started posting what they wanted to post. They started posting the rage bait or the value content. And then the people who watched it either liked it, commented, reacted, reposted, and the entire platform changed overnight. So like you said, right now is the time to act. If you are young, if you haven't started posting yet, right now is the time to post. It's like if you saw TikTok 7 years ago when it was Musically and you were watching people posting and you didn't start posting and now there's people making millions or billions of dollars from TikTok, you're like, dang, maybe I should have. That is the time for LinkedIn. Now is the time to post, to grow your platform, because years down the line, you will have so many more opportunities because you started today. So that's what I want to say on that. And I'll let Jan have some closing comments, but I do really want to thank you for your time. We've loved having you here, and we're ready to get everybody back into one last session. All
Yeah,
right, Jan.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
wanted to
sorry,
hop
sorry,
in
sorry.
just for one quick second. Definitely there's this idea that your your connections do shape your algorithm, but the algorithm is run by a team at LinkedIn. I actually know some of the people who are on it. So definitely your circle may have like changed and shifted more towards Gen Z, but then there's a billion users on LinkedIn. And so the algorithm has definitely shifted more on a macro lens. So it's definitely important for all of us to just to learn to adjust to the new algorithm.
Oh yeah, the new algorithm. I'm
Yeah.
talking about like the full shift, but yes, there's people coding. There is a new algorithm on launch. I'm experiencing the same thing with the impressions change. I was talking more about the shift in the LinkedIn culture. But yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, thank you, Lily, again for your tips. And now let's move on to like the main panel discussion with everyone. And yeah, Lily, stay here, stay here. We need you. And yes, let's hop on over here. Let's see. Okay, hey, everyone's back in. And yeah, feel free to unmute yourself. I'm not sure. Do I do it? Oh yeah, you guys got. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh wait, maybe mute first, and then we'll just go around. Yeah. So let's start with a quick fire questions. What's a thing like actionable step that anyone who's watching the stream right now can do to immediately like kind of improve or like do to improve their content? So anyone wants to start?
I'll start. I'll
Let's
say
go with
post more.
okay, post more. Any certain time zone? Like I think that's like kind of
I
something.
mean, if you want to get like niche, there's research that shows like when is more like, you know, when there's more engagement, but earlier either post before 8 a.m. or post between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Eastern time on all of them.
Okay. 11 to 1. Okay, perfect, Lily. Thanks. And then next, can we have Adi?
Super popular advice, but commenting really gets you really far. Just even on like other people's posts and even on your post. Lily actually gave me this advice a long time ago. Whenever you see a comment on your post, literally just reply that comment, and it really does drive up engagement and impressions. So yeah, just commenting.
I'll go next. Post value. It really is that simple. Value is what go on my account, and I'm sure most of you value. And LinkedIn lacks value, at least Gen Z specifically. People post whatever they think, and literally, like, then your next post, write it now. Value. It don't matter. Value.
Got it. Thanks,
And
Yuval.
yeah,
And
for
then
me, I
Josh?
would say post what your specific audience likes, right? Because obviously you can go really broad. You can do some top of funnel content that everyone likes. But I think at the end of the day, if you want to actually start making money with posting, if you want to start your business with posting, if you want to become the vessel for your brand, like Lily said, you have to make sure you have content that targets your specific people that you want to buy your product. So that would be my advice.
I have to agree with
Thank you,
that.
Josh.
Yeah. And to bring it all back to why we're here. I mean, the title of the stream is LinkedIn Growth for Gen Z by Gen Z. So I wanted to ask you guys what it means to you to be a part of this generation outside of just being born from the years, 2003 to 2012, or 1998 to 2012. What it means for you to be a part of Gen Z and how you show it in your work.
Well, I guess I'll go first again. I think it just means like we get the opportunity to set the standard for what's possible. Every time there's a new generation, we get to see like where's the bar of exceptional talent, and where's the baseline. And I think with Gen Z, I think there's a small kind of undercurrent where we start to see that the baseline is being set higher. And that's something I'm excited to see. I think I'm excited to see the generation as a whole kind of perform at a higher level than previous generations.
Yeah, definitely. So again, it's like the shift in generations. Every time we have one of like these kind of gaps, it's always like a window. There's like, instead of seeing it as a change, you should like embrace these like kind of like the gap in between. So I think like everyone here, like everyone doing the LinkedIn if you're Gen Z, you're posting, you're already like catching this really nice window. So yeah, thanks Lily. And yeah, Adi again.
In terms of what encapsulates Gen Z, right? Could you repeat the question?
Yeah, what it means to you to be a part of Gen Z and how you're showing it in your work.
I'd say just doing whatever the fuck you want. Like genuinely, that's really what it comes down to. All the previous generations, for example, with career and with regards to reputation or what society thinks of them, it's always have like follow what society chooses for you. Whether that be, for example, through, oh yeah, I want to go into finance or medical, and nowadays it's more like I'll just do whatever I find interesting, whatever my heart truly desires, and that's really what encapsulates Gen Z, just doing whatever the fuck you want. And for me, it means quite literally doing whatever the fuck I want. I'll push whatever I want. I'll pursue whatever passions I want to. I'll follow my heart no matter what anyone else says or what society says.
That's just authenticity to me. And I think one thing we should like we can always like go on is like we have our Gen Z, we have a different type of consuming content style. It's like not like you won't read those like long paragraphs with like a very formal tone right now. We're looking for like another type, like a quick shot. Like for example, some people do, for me, I do lowercase letters like to start. It's just like another kind of style. And I think with the more Gen Zs coming into the space, eventually they'll grow up, right? So they would like be more opt to like follow this kind of content. And I think that's just on me. Yeah. And yeah, thanks Adi. And Yuval?
Yeah, sure. Our generation, you got access to pretty much anything. You can learn anything. What we have is so much more than the past generation had, and it really is all up to you. Like everything is in your hands. So that's just what it means to me. Everything is on my hands, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to me, Gen Z is all about getting addicted. And I know it sounds weird at first, but for me, everyone gets addicted to something in our generation, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, building a business, following their passion, whatever it is, it means being addicted. So I think Gen Z can really be defined by that. It's just what you choose to get addicted to that's going to determine your outcome.
I like that. And Josh, before we leave you there, the chat wants to know what you're eating right now, and myself too.
I think Adi might know. This is some chicken biryani. Yeah, this is so good, bro.
It is good. I love Indian food.
There's that.
Haven't tried it.
You've never tried it?
And,
when I was in London, they had the best Indian food I've ever had, because their chicken tikka masala is like their nation's food, which is it's not the chicken tikka masala that I would say is authentic, but it's good. I did enjoy the food there.
And yeah, so let's see if there's any more questions in the chat right now. Let's see. Should you comment on the first, second, on the first? Okay. Yeah, I think the chat's good.
I would actually just quickly say comment on second and third degree connections, because your first degree connections will always see your content, but second and third degree connections only, it depends upon whether your content does well with your first degree connections. So if you comment on second and third degree connections, it helps your content get pushed out faster.
And for the
Gotcha.
audience, because of course I know, but how do you tell if a
It says
connection
like
is second
first
or
degree,
third?
third degree, and
Mm,
connections.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Yeah, you can
There's
see like
a
your first,
app
second, and
edition.
third degree connections.
Interesting.
Oh, wow. That gotta teach me about that later. I haven't checked it on that yet. But yeah, right now let's talk a bit more on like a theme consistency. I know all four of you are like really, I think everyone who's uh like one of the most creators are focusing on consistency right now. What does this means to you? And yeah, we can go with Lily
Okay.
again, I
I
guess.
just post every day, especially with the new algorithm, whether like my last post did well or not. I'm just back again to post again and again and again. And not just like
Mm,
to again, I'm going to say the same thing I said earlier. Like you need to be strategic about your consistency because you can be consistently stuck in a bad habit or consistently stuck doing something that moves you nowhere. So be strategic about what you're going to be consistent on, and then when you're actually going to be consistent, like be like you need to be like just I can't even describe, like, put into words what I'm trying to describe, but, like, you need to be, like, genuinely, like, mentally insane, like, the level of consistency that you need, but only do that when you're actually, like when you've had the wisdom to figure out what you're gonna go all in on. Because if you're doing that on something that's, like, low leverage or something that's, like, not getting you where you wanna be, like, that's a big waste of time.
gotcha. Definitely. Sometimes like you just need to find your what do you want in your goal there because different people have their different goals and really find that goal and then start that consistency and work towards it. Great spec. Well spec, Lily. And Adi?
Same thing. Consistency in the end is just the idea of showing up every day. That's just consistency. Um, in terms of consistency for the audience members who are probably like just starting out, massive tip: if you are pretty lazy or undisciplined, every Sunday just sit down, do it. Like if it comes down to it, you can always schedule posts, and in the end, you're basically still technically showing up every day. And in terms of what Lily said, in terms of you can be consistent on the wrong things, always learn from your posts. Josh previously said about being 1% better every day, and it really also applies to your posts too. Um, really, always keep on refining your posts in terms of the idea you're talking about and the message you want to put in, and the stuff like actually drives and really does well with the new algorithm as well. So yeah, always 1% better every day, and just showing up every day. That's really all it comes down to.
I do want to mention two things. First of all, if you're talking about posting, I like the thing with consistency. I have been posting for 8 months, right? When growth started, when that started, don't really matter. I've been posting every single day for 8 months, and I haven't missed it at all. And a lot of people miss that, right? Consistency is literally one of the most. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Consistency, one of the most important things. Now, I do want to say consistency is also your brand, also your how you write, also your colors. It's really more overall. Like yes, there is consistency in posting and in doing it every day or whatever. But there is also the your theme, right? How you look and your writing
Mm,
style and all that. There is consistency in that. And if your writing is inconsistent, people can tell, right? So consistency in writing and in
definitely.
your colors and in your design and in your profile or whatever those still matter. So that's consistency, I think, in both ways.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I
Yuval.
mean, I pride myself on being the most annoying sibling possible. So I kind of take the same approach when I come to content. If you're not posting so consistently that people start getting annoyed, then you're not doing it right. Because obviously, at the end of the day, if you are posting one time a day and you have 5,000 people see it, versus if you're posting 9 times a day and you have 50,000 people see it, that's always going to result in more conversions, right? So my thing is, yes, quality content matters on a very large scale, but you have to be annoying about it. You have to be in people's faces. They have to see you all the time, right? Because that's how they're going to associate with you with the businesses you own. I think one person that did this very, very, very well, it's Lily. Literally, I see her post like every single day, and like I get inspired by it, right? Because if you're posting it every single day, if you're posting consistently, if you're constantly pushing it, then people are gonna get so annoyed that they start interacting with your posts. And whether they're not even commenting good things or whether they're commenting good things, that's engagement at the end of the day, and that's what the algorithm's gonna push out.
Definitely. And yeah, consistency to me, I think, really means to show up even if this doesn't feel right. You're tired, like you feel like I can do something else, I want to take a break. But consistency is just really the reflection of your discipline, how much you have to like continue, like, and
I
yeah,
think
let's
I have to agree a lot with Yuval's consistency definition. I think it really does come down to a lot of how much brain work you're putting into that day, how much you're writing, how much like I'm one of those people, I don't post every day anymore. I had that stretch over winter break, but when it came down to it, when it got back to school and I was balancing leadership positions, I was balancing Locked In, I was balancing LinkedIn, I decided, this isn't going to happen. I'm not going to post every single day anymore. But I stayed consistent with, or I've at least tried to, with the quality of the stuff I'm putting out, with the level of writing, the level of thought that's going into it. And I want to stay consistent with who I am and what I represent as a person, more so than I stay consistent with how often I post on LinkedIn. I think I want to focus on my goals and myself over posting.
definitely. And yeah, again, different takes. We love to hear like different perspectives on one thing, and that's the meaning of these panels. And yeah, one more thing would love to follow up would be what does gym means to you? And I think that a lot of the teenagers who are like kind of on the same kind of level as we are, like we always like to do gym.
Do
Like
gym?
I'm not sure if
Like, do you
that's
mean
a
like
thing.
gym? Like,
Workout?
Yeah, like
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
workout, yes. So what does this means to you? Like oh yeah, you value back. Just like yeah, just go for it.
well, I'll go
Let's
first
hear you.
again. To me, like genuinely, the gym is my only free time during the day, so I really love the gym. But yeah, I don't know. I genuinely like, I just think every single person should be in the gym. And like, I'm not saying you have to be like in the gym for 2 hours a day or you have to like be doing, you don't have to be prepping for a bodybuilding show or like anything crazy. Literally just like moving your body. It's like scientifically proven to be like one of the biggest ways you can improve your mood and just be more productive. So yeah, whoever just said that in the chat, I have no idea who you are, but gym is 1,000% non-negotiable for me. At least like my whole day is off if like I don't enter like the day by being in the gym. So I think all of you guys should prioritize that. At least like even just go on a walk, like just move your body, like stop sitting in your room all day.
I can agree. To add on to Lily's point, obviously, scientifically, it's been proven that physical activity can drastically improve your mood. And honestly, on a bit more of a personal extent, I'd say like for me, I'm a massive like I go to the gym. Still do lift weights, but my main sport is boxing, and with like just getting your body moving and especially with the amount of progress you make, whether that be in, for example, my favorite is boxing or even just like weightlifting, it really does boost your self-confidence. It really does.
Yes.
Especially if you like it overlaps a lot into how you move around as a person, and especially like the amount of self-confidence you have in your pursuits, for example, with LinkedIn or your career. So really tying in like pushing, like going hard on yourself, not only on your career but also physically, and improving as much as you can is extremely important. And I'd honestly say, hot take, like martial arts is probably like the best movement in a way.
Yeah, just don't do taekwondo. Taekwondo is, yeah. Because before I did like 2 classes and I'm like, what is this, bro? Like you're just doing like and then like that's it. So yeah,
Yeah,
just
definitely
yeah.
getting into something with sparring. Highly
Okay,
recommend.
yeah, I would definitely look into it because in Hong Kong it's like, because I live in like the middle of nowhere, like literally the middle of nowhere, and it's like a bit of a struggle to go into like those like city centers to get this class. But I'm trying to get like a beanbag at my house or something to punch on or something. Just a move. But yeah, Yuval,
Yeah, so
go on.
wait a question because I didn't hear it. So I don't know what the question was.
Oh, do you like just like what gym
What working out
like
means
working
to
out?
you, and like what you do in the gym.
Okay, I come from a very fitness background. Both of my parents were once personal trainers, so I was always in shape. How I got into the gym was I always I prioritize my fitness over a lot of things. I always even works, right? But I discovered the gym like 3 years ago, and I just found a place where I can go and put my headphones on and just think. So I fell in love with the gym and something I do daily. Yeah, I just I love to think there. I think a lot of things with the headphones on. So this is the best part of my day, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Yuval. And Josh?
Yeah, I mean, I was a really like obese kid. I'm not gonna lie. I used to be fat, bro. I was plump. So what I kind of learned is that you gotta get into like a sport with fighting in it. Like kind of like Avi said, like I do wrestling, Muay Thai, kickboxing. I do all those just because like one, you do look really good. Like if you get a six pack, then that makes it more fun. You know, you can have some fun. But two, it also makes you actually function better, feel better, do better. So I think that going to the gym every day is super important. I know some people do 4 times a day. I have powerlifting friends who do 4 times a day. I just find that kind of insane. Just go 7 times a day. Like just do it every single day. Make it part of your routine. Make sure your body, your mind, your entire system is all healthy and good. And plus, you're gonna look good at the end of the day, right? So if you want to get a date, just saying, go work out.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. And definitely, yeah, gotta do some more like of the sports. One thing is just like to get your shape as well and your confidence. Adi said that as well, and it's like more like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
Ben, you want to share
I mean,
something?
for me, and I'm like a mix of
mean-
all you guys. Like Josh said, I was fat as a kid. Me too. But then I got really skinny, and I got a little concerned about my eating, and I got really skinny. And then it was my freshman year, and I got into wrestling, and I was like, I want to get strong. And I went to the gym every single day with my dad, and I really formed a stronger bond with my dad. I'd wake up at 4:30 a.m. We'd drive out there, we'd work out for an hour. I'd come home, I'd shower, I'd go straight to school, and that was when I got scheduled. That was when I was consistent, and I was really focused my freshman year. And I joined the lacrosse team too, so I was doing 2 sports. But when my dad was incarcerated, I feel like a lot changed for me with my relation to the gym. I stopped being as consistent with it because for me, that was like the thing I did with my dad. That was who I was with my dad. And so it's been really hard over these last couple of years to find myself getting back to it without, maybe doing it 3 times a week, 4 times a week, but it's never been that same 7 times a week every morning, 4:30 a.m. that it used to be. And I was the one who was bringing that consistency, but I do see that it really changed. So these days, I don't do as much lifting. I tend to prioritize basketball. I'm the president of the basketball club at my school, and so I love to go in there and just shoot some hoop and run around for a little bit just to keep myself moving. And like you guys said, it's good for the mind, it's good for the body. Just showing up every single day to do something, whether it's walking across campus, running across campus, or playing basketball. But I would love to find myself back into the weights every day like I used to be.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. And yeah, just for like a small wrap up, I think gym is like for some like a lot of people might think like going to gym like every day or like 5 6 times a week is a very big challenge. But once you have embodied that like mentality of like putting gym into your identity, it will be harder for you to skip gym rather than like having you to like do it. It's like that mindset thing. It's like a part of you. It's, for example, like if you're a heavy weightlifter, it's harder for to get them to eat junk food than eat healthy food because that's like part of the identity. So yeah, that's my take, and I think gym just like a great way to like, because you're kind of guaranteed to get results. It just gives you that confidence. Even in business, in anything, there's failures, but in gym it's like you're just working out, you're just gonna build your muscles, and you can see like results easier than other places. So great place to build your confidence and have your routine physically strong. And yeah, for the last question of the day, so, Josh, that's fine. I don't think I was much fatter than you guys as well. Trust. So I am like super chubby when I was a kid. I would like share something down the road, but yeah. Yeah. So last question I have, like, for the locked in community, thank you guys for just being part of it and like just supporting this community throughout the cause. And yeah, would love to know what you guys want, like have to like improvement or something you guys want to see, or like just some suggestions on the development of the community in the upcoming months. Or
Well, I think that we've definitely created a really fantastic community. I'm curious, like I know you guys had said at the beginning, like because you guys kind of let the first like 50, 100 people on, just anyone who wanted, and then you guys kind of doubled down and like have been insanely selective about who you're entering. So I'm kind of curious what is the thought process about like who you're accepting now, and kind of the partiality and kind of what that is looking like.
Yeah, I can answer that. So, Locked In as an idea is built upon offering connections and offering opportunities to high schoolers all around the world. But with that, we feel that the only way that we can really offer these opportunities is through partnerships. And the only way we can get these partnerships is if we have members that are willing to put in the work. So, what use is it if we put out an internship and no one applies? What use is it if we set up a call and no one shows up? So we're trying to find the people that we think will show up to the calls, that we think will accept these internship opportunities, or will build something that we can attach our name to. We don't want anybody to be, locked in. We want to find people that are locked in that will grow this community up to be something more. And you've seen that through our growth and through our acceptance rates, because I'm sure you've probably seen that, where we're down to 6 to 8% acceptance rate, so really low. I see that. Yeah, I caught it, Josh.
No,
I
yeah,
changed
I've
the number.
definitely heard about the acceptance rates. My question was you guys, like the first like 50 people, you just basically let anybody in. And so like what are you guys going to do about all of those people now that like aren't the most like insanely locked in people?
I would say they've
so
changed, honestly. I mean, you see the people that we let in, and it's like they're completely different now. Surrounding yourself with so many motivated people can change who you are. So I do feel that maybe we let in a ton of people at the beginning, and that maybe not all of them were perfect fits. But I've also seen the people that we let in completely change themselves and become more focused, more opportunistic. So I don't regret a thing we did. We needed to start out. We didn't know exactly what our identity was when we started, but we have found our identity, and the people that we did let in the beginning have responded to that identity and have agreed to it. So.
And yeah, Lee, just to add on, like the first 50 people, they're like early OG supporters. They have rooted there since we've gone like no one is there, and it's just like a kind of early adopters get rewarded kind of mechanism. So it's the same. Like we're not trying to, like we're just trying to like keep the best quality, and we're just going to accept like continuously and like 2 intakes per month. And we just want everyone
Did
to
you say
have
you're
that
only
quality.
taking in 2 people per month?
2 intakes. We're
No,
two cycles.
intakes.
2 cycles where we
intakes.
intake normally 5 to 6 people.
Yep.
All right, great.
Josh, Eddie, what's happening? Okay, but yeah, all good. But yeah, that's basically, we're just trying to like grow this community. Like we want the people to really meet each other, because if we can't like get the people to grow in our community instead of like just adding a bunch of people in at once, we're just thinking like it would be a bit of a realm, and can provide the value we want to provide to these members. Yeah. And yeah, so Lily, what's your recommendation on that? Like, what's your take?
Well, I'm personally like, it's you guys' community, so you guys are totally open to do anything you guys are open to, and it's like you guys' application decision at the end of the day. So I'll leave it up to your wisdom.
Okay, gotcha. And Adi?
Well, yeah, what was the question?
What you would
My
want
bad.
to see out of
I got a
Locked
bit
In.
off track with Josh's jawline. I got a bit distracted by Josh's jawline. Do you mind repeating the question?
Didn't we all? Yeah, it was it was what you would want to see out of Locked In.
What I would want to see out of Locked In, with the acceptance rate being super down, I'm not gonna lie, like, oh my god, the amount of notifications I get out of the WhatsApp group chat is actually insane. Like, even Josh can vouch for that. Like, even in the midst of this call, I was like
Mute
getting
it.
bombarded with like
Mute the damn group
thousands
chat.
of I'm being so for real. And that's like the beauty of it, you know? Because it's like now, I remember the earlier days when it was like a bit more open. Now that it's more selective, I feel like Locked-in's like grown into like a much more tighter net community. And as much as I might not be like the most like DMing like like every 24/7 in that group chat, I've like from what I've been reading, they're all so supportive. They're all so kind and caring. Like, I remember like just like I think a week ago, it was my birthday, and I'm pretty sure it was Ben or Jan. One of y'all gave me a shout out, and so many people were like, "Yo, happy birthday, Audie!" And while yeah, it seems kind of superficial, it really showed like how tight knit the Locked In community is. And from what I'm seeing and from what I'm hearing from Ben, like because it's kind of like it follows like the saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Everyone's so quite literally locked in on LinkedIn that they're just always like collaborating together and continue like to pretty much grow at a pretty fast rate. I talked to like a couple other Locked In creators too, and I feel like out of Locked In, what I want to see more, I'm sure I'll probably see, it's I feel like it's low key gonna turn into like the next like the PayPal mafia, like the LinkedIn mafia. Like that's what I'm low key trying to see, to be honest. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
my take on it.
definitely will like grow towards that direction as well. And Yuval?
I mean, like what you all have done is actually impressive, and it's just 1 month, like what you've just talked about. I just think, especially now on LinkedIn is growing so fast with much more people posting. And yeah, as you said, especially Gen Z, there is much more Gen Z than when I started, which is incredible to see. And I do think what you have started kind of like a mob on LinkedIn. I've seen posts about Locked In from other people, and you kind of guys like you started something with the Gen Z on LinkedIn. So I think you guys have a lot of things to do. A lot of things you can do. I mean, obviously, live streams like that, like you should do more, and honestly, do whatever. I think what you do now obviously is working, and I just think you need to do more. It's simple.
Definitely. We got a long list of action items, and yeah, we're just seeing how we can like do these in progressively and provide more features and things to do. And yeah, Josh,
Yeah,
go
Jen,
on.
Ben, I think you guys have done a great job so far. I think by getting like some big creators in here talking about it, getting like selecting a few people's good. Like for my own communities, we have less than a 1% acceptance rate. Like whenever we're dealing with anyone, even though we've capped it at 500 members, when we started out, we sent messages and we got sent messages by about 30,000 people to be a part of it. And sadly, we had to reject most of them. So I think what it comes down to at the end of the day is making sure you're building a family, right? A lot of people say don't involve your family in business, which I believe to be true, but I think you should make your business a family, right? Because the thing is, when everyone's connected on a much deeper level than just like talking, just wanting to profit off each other, I think that you can build communities that truly prop up each other and support each other. As you've all mentioned, people have been posting about you a lot because you've been providing that value up front, right? You've been building a family that's constantly talking, which is why Lily, me, Adi, all of the people in this chat have been getting thousands of messages a day, which by the way, we need to fix that. Like generally my phone pings every nanosecond. But on some real stuff, I think you guys have done a really good job. I think you should just work on building it and bringing it closer together. I think things like these are great. When I was starting out to build my community, I started out with webinars before we hosted any in-person events. I know Lily can talk more about this with Altair, but I think that whatever you're building, you got to make sure it's just super, 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 super close. That way, one, people stick with long run and you can have a good churn rate, and two, you can make sure that everyone's getting value off the service you're providing.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's been amazing how far we've come, and it's crazy to think it all started with a coffee chat with Jan, 3 weeks ago. Or not 3 weeks ago, sorry. It was 3
Couple
weeks
weeks, yeah.
behind December, so now it's been like a month and a half ago, but I'm losing track of time. But everything just skyrocketed. He said, "Do you want to start this?" 10 minutes later, we started it, and here we are a month later on a live stream with, in this chat, there's probably 2-3 million impressions in the last 90 days. We have like connected the craziest people from all over the world, and we're all building something together while also all building our own individual projects. So I can't wait to see where Locked In grows, and I'm so honored to have all of you guys to be here to be a part of it.
You guys.
And I just want to say that today was about telling our audience and telling people about what you do and how they can learn from it. But for me, I know it was for the audience, but I feel like I've learned a lot from you guys just being here and hearing your stories and hearing everything you do. So I'm super appreciative. I love learning about you guys,
Yes,
and I
thank
just
you.
want to thank you for all your time today. Yeah, thank you guys.
And yeah, you guys want to like take a picture? We can do like a picture. So feel free to. Okay. Yep. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Okay. So yeah. Thanks for your time, and thank you each of you for like really spending like for. Yeah. Just can't appreciate you guys more for being the first guest, and who knows, like maybe let's do this like in a year if we continue doing like stuff like this. Let's have like a 1 year review of like how's everyone been up to, and since this like the first Locked In live
I
stream.
love that idea, Jan.
Yeah, if you guys are down to, let's do it later. And yeah, anything final comments get for that guest?
And I appreciate you guys having us. It was a really good time.
Thank you, Yuval.
Uh,
Yes, Yuval, go to sleep soon, and thank you for making
Yeah,
it
of
at like
course.
4 a.m. right now. And yeah, have a nice one, guys.
Alright.
See you.
Everyone
in the
go
next
sign
one.
up for the
Oh, yeah.
16 playlist.
Go follow 16. Okay, we'll put the link in the
All right.
Wait.
Okay.
Nice shameless promo.
God forbid we have a
What?
little bit of shameless promo here.
I gotta respect it. Okay,
Yeah.
wait, look.
Talk about audacity.
Boom. I don't think I have a photo of the 8th day, but just read my hat, If
Okay,
If
now
Yes,
you want a copy.
shout out to
Now you want
Aiden.
a copy.
type form in bio. Type form in bio.
Now you want a copy.
Okay, yeah, guys. So great chat with you guys, and have a nice evening. Yeah, nice evening on your side, and see you
And
on
go
the next
join
one.
10x.